All right, so here are your last rules, you guys. Remember I told you you have 5 more, really 4, because all this is the chain rule written down in different notation. So it's saying if you have some function to an exponent, so this was like if you had like this one down here, like number 5. Remember, this is a chain rule. So this 5 and this 5 match. So you're just bringing down your power, subtracting 1 times the derivative of the inside. So this is nothing more than a fancy chain rule. So the first 5 match with the first 5 down here. So all we're saying is that the derivative of e to the to something is you rewrite e to that something times the derivative of the something. So what this means is that this example right here, so take the derivative of this, you rewrite it, times the derivative of your exponent. The derivative of your exponent is 3. So it is 3e to the 3x minus 5 would be your derivative. So number 2 here, this is a rule right here. So the difference between this is e is your base, and e is still a number. And the reason that these are different is because ln of e is just 1. So these are the exact same rules, but you don't have to put an ln of e, it's 1. So this is saying you rewrite what you see, ln of your base times the derivative of your exponent. So for number 2, rewrite what I see times ln of my base times the derivative of my exponent. Then you have minus the derivative of 5, which is 0. So this right here would be your answer. Rule number 3 is ln of a function. So it's 1 over that function times the derivative of it. So what that looks like for number 3 is 1 over my x cubed times the derivative of x cubed. So that gives me 3x squared over x cubed. So that's 3 over x. Now for number 4, we're just following this rule right here. So you have the derivative is 1 over your u, which is this back here, so 1 over 2x, ln of my base, so ln of the 5, times the derivative of this, so times the 2. So that 2's end up canceling, and I get 1 over x ln of 5. I am going to show you a different way to do this in a minute. So number 5 is just your chain rule. Bring down your power, leave your inside alone, subtract 1 times the derivative of your inside. So now the rest of these are just practices. So if I were you, I would pause the video right now. So hit pause, don't keep going, and then try like 6, 7, and 8, and then start watching the video to make sure you got them right. Note on 8, x times e to the x is a product rule, right? You're multiplying 2 x's, there's 2 x's, and there's no addition or subtraction sign between it, so that is a product rule. So go ahead and try it, and now I'm going to show you the answers. Okay, hopefully you guys already tried this. So the derivative of this would just be 2 times the derivative of the e to the x, which is just e to the x. Number 7, you rewrite it, times the derivative of the exponent, which is just negative 1. For number 8, the product rule, I'm going to leave my first alone times the derivative of the second, plus second alone times the derivative of the first, which is just 1, minus the derivative of e to the x is e to the x. So in this case, these two actually cancel out for me. In our first, these should be derivatives here. The first derivative is just x e to the x. Down here, go ahead and pause the video before I start telling you. Try 9, 10, 11, 12. You might forget what that rule is. We can go over it. But try those 3, pause it, see what you guys got, come back and see. All right, so hopefully you've paused the video, now you're coming back and checking. So number 9, this is just a number. Pi is a number. So this was thrown on here just to try to trick you. So this one is you bring down your power and you subtract 1 from it. So this is your derivative. I don't know why I started doing it there. So it's pi x to the pi minus 1. All right, this right here is 1 over that function. So ln says it's 1 over x times the derivative of that. Remember, 1 over x is x to a negative 1, so bring down your power and subtract 1. This will flip that back up, because 1 over, like, dividing by a fraction, same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So this is x times a negative x to a negative 2. And then add your exponents here, because that's a 1 and negative 2. So I get negative x to a negative 1. So then the derivative ends up being negative 1 over x. So then this right here is the ln rule. So I'm going to have 1 over the derivative. So it's 1 over my u, ln of x, times the derivative of my x, which is, ln of, I can't even think right now. So it's 1 over my u times the derivative of my u. So then I have to take a derivative of ln of x. So it'd be 1 over x. And the derivative of x is just 1. So typically we would write that as x ln of x. That's your derivative. So to do number 8, I just threw this one on here because it's like this one up here, and it's a doozy of a doozy. I maybe have seen this one time on the AP exam. I honestly can't even remember this point right now. So the rule says rewrite it times ln of your base times the derivative of your exponents. And then you just have to remember that derivative is negative cosecant x cotangent x. So it doesn't simplify at all. You could put this out in front if it made you feel better. Now I want to show you number 4. I'll just write it up here. And so what I do in problems like this, so I would rewrite these so that it's like a change of base. So it'd say like 5 to the y equal this stuff. 5 to the y equals 2 to the x. And then I think the ln rule is like we use it all the time and I have it memorized. So the ones I have memorized are 1 and 3, and I resort back to 1 and 3 always. So then what I do is I ln both sides of this, so it becomes y ln of 5 equals ln of 2x. And then I take this derivative. The derivative of this would be, it's a number, so ln of 5 times dy over dx equals this derivative, so that'd be 1 over 2x times 2. So then this gives me, I'm going to put it up here because I'm running out of space, ln of 5 dy over dx equals 1 over x because the 2's cancel, and then divide that over. So dy over dx equals 1 over x ln of 5. And this is how I have solved logarithm problems every single time. I've never learned this rule because I hate memorizing things and I just can't. So instead, I do that. So I change base, and then I ln both sides, and we use ln so often that I know that rule. Just it's 1 over the function times the derivative of that function. So hopefully it makes sense. Send me messages if you guys have any questions.